These are the plays that are going to make you the most money today. This is the Daily Profit brought to you by Linemaker Sports. In today's show, we're going to go through some of the highest probability plays in the NBA for today's slate. Also, we're going to go through some of the stuff that happened on last show and yesterday's results as well. So without further ado, let's hop over to the whiteboard. I'm going to show you guys exactly what happened the past couple days and what today's picks are. All right, so before we get rolling, let's talk about the show 2 days ago, the plays that we had on there. So the first one that we had was Wemby over 37 plus PRA. All right, he ended up hitting that one pretty easily, so that one was no sweat whatsoever. Then we had Garland under 33.5 PRA. That one was pretty easy too because it ended up being, I think it was a blowout, so he only ended up playing 3 quarters and had like 24 points, rebounds, and assists. So got that one pretty easily as well. So that was a sweep for the show. All right, congrats on that if you guys followed. I've seen a lot of stuff in the comments where people followed that. I've seen another thing in the comments, plenty of them, is where do you find these lines? I can't find these lines. These are alt lines. All right. These are all alternate lines. These are not lines that you're going to find as soon as you open up player props. It's not. You have to go look under the alternate lines at your sports book. And yes, some sports books might not have the exact same number, but some do. I don't just pull these up out of nowhere. All right. All these numbers come from one of the major sports books, whether it be FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, Caesars, any of that stuff. So make sure you guys are looking at the alt lines when you're trying to find this stuff. Now let's talk about what happened yesterday for yesterday's play. All right, yesterday's play, we had Kevin Durant over 32.5 PRA. So luckily, he had a pretty decent game scoring-wise. I think he had 30 plus just points. So he ended up surpassing that number. So we ended up clearing those pretty easily. So let's go ahead and let's hit those check marks here. Pretty much the last couple days, we've been sweeping. All right? And like I said before, if you guys want these plays, you guys want the higher probability plays, all right? These ones are all in the 60% range. Durant was 74%. Like I said, if you want those type of plays, the 70%, the 80% plays, those ones that have the higher probabilities, make sure you click the link in the description and get the app, all right? It's under the Circle app. Once you click the link in the description, you'll get an email to join the app, and the free picks and everything like that are in there. So make sure you guys click the link down in the description. Now, let's talk about the F-bombs, all right? The F-bombs. Everybody keeps asking, a lot of new people to the channel this last couple of videos, all right? People keep asking, what are F-bombs? F-bombs are plays that have probabilities 75% and up. Okay? Now, just to be totally honest with everybody, we are into February right now. And under the F-bomb section in the app, all the plays that have been 75% and above, we haven't lost one yet. All right? I will double check and go through, but I'm pretty sure we have yet to lose one of those in this year. Okay? They have been hitting at an 83% rate. All right? So if you want those, like I said, those are also in the app as well. So make sure you guys click the link down in the description. Like I said, F-bombs are plays that have a 75% probability or higher. All right? Sometimes I think the highest probability that we've had is like 87% sometimes. All right? So sometimes it goes that high. So if you guys want those, make sure you click the link in the description. Now, let's go ahead and talk about today's plays. Now, before we get to that, a couple questions that I've been seeing in the comments. People keep asking, like, how much should I be putting on these plays? What should I be doing? So, for example, most of these plays that you're going to see are going to be in this odds range. They're going to be from minus 220 up to minus 310. All right? Obviously, you see those. Most people are crazy. Oh, I'm not going to play that. Oh, that's not worth it or whatnot. All right, if you watch my other videos, you understand how this is the only way that you're actually going to win in sports betting. But back to how we bet these. All right, you do not go and bet what the odds are. All right, so if you have a $100 bankroll, $100 unit size, does not mean that you're going and betting $310 to win $100. All right, that right there is what you're not doing. If your unit size is $100, you're going to bet $100 on a minus 310 or $100 on a minus 220. All right, yeah, here you'll win a third of a unit, here you'll win half a unit. The reason why you're doing that is because you're trying to stack your bankroll up over time if you're hitting in that 70 to 80% range. Okay, that is how you're going to be successful. If you are doing this right here and you take a loss somehow and that loses, you're down 3 units right out the gate on that game. Okay, you've lost 3 units. So the difference is you lose a game like that and you lose 3 units compared to somebody that's doing it the correct way and they've only lost 1 unit. Okay, you're going to dig yourself a hole if you are trying to match the odds. That is a common mistake that everybody makes in sports betting as well, is they try to match the odds to get 1 unit back of what their unit size is. That's not what you're doing. Okay, you are betting your unit size no matter what. You are sticking to that. You are not going in a different direction and not betting to get 1 unit. You are betting 1 unit. Okay, remember that. That's very, very, very important, because a lot of people can lose their whole entire bankroll if you're doing this the wrong way, because all you need is a couple losses and you've put yourself in a major hole. So remember that. Another thing that I see in the comments pop up: this plays minus 220, this plays minus 300. Does that mean we have an 80% chance of winning? That's not what that means. Okay, just because the odds dictate that does not mean that's the true probability behind that. So make sure you understand you have to dive deeper into the play to see what the true probability of that play is, not just the odds. Yes, the odds give you a overall probability of what it will hit long term, but you have to dive deeper into that play to find exactly what the true probability is. Because if you don't find what the true probability is, you're just out there pretty much guessing. You're out there guessing, hoping that a minus 200 hits 60-something% of the time, or a minus 300 hits 70% of the time, with no other research behind that. Like I said before, if you want to learn exactly what that research is, you can click the link in the description and see some of my free videos that are in the app as well. So make sure you guys do that. Now let's go ahead and talk about today's picks. All right, so the first one we're going here, we're going to talk about DeMar DeRozan. All right, we're going to have DeRozan over 24.5 PRA. He's got a 65% probability for that to happen. He's going against the worst team versus small forwards. %65%. There's your target number, 24.5. He's got the best matchup on the board for a small forward today. All right. The only thing that's a little bit iffy with DeRozan is you have thrown Zach LaVine now into the mix, but you have taken out De'Aaron Fox. So to me personally, I feel like De'Aaron Fox was more of a usage player than Zach LaVine. So putting Zach LaVine and taking Fox out, I think it kind of helped DeRozan a little bit. So DeRozan's shot just needs to get knocked down because he requires to score most of the points. He's not going to get too many rebounds and assists, so he needs to put up points to be able to surpass this number. But 24.5 is not that hard to get. That is a decent number to get. Your probability there of 65% for that happening is pretty good as well. And then you got the best matchup on the board for a small forward. So he has the matchup, he has the decent probability with a low number. That's a pretty good mix altogether. Like I said, I don't think that LaVine's addition is really hurting his usage. If anything, it's kind of giving it a little bit more of a bump, where De'Aaron Fox is more ball dominant and controlling the pace, the tempo, and the whole entire offense as he's coming up. Zach LaVine's not really doing that, okay? He doesn't really become ball dominant. So DeRozan gets to touch the ball a little bit more here with Fox being out of that lineup. So that's a rare occasion where they've made a trade where it kind of helped a player that's on the team. All right, but today we got DeRozan over 24.5 PRA. Again, alternate line. All right, put it up here. This is an alt line. Where did I find this number at? DraftKings. Okay, this number was at DraftKings. So if you want to go and look at that right now, that's where that's at. That's not the only sportsbook that has it, but that's one of them. All right, so good probability, good number, best matchup for a small forward. On the board, DeRozan to go over 24.5 PRA. All right, let's talk about the next play here. Next play is going to be Ja Morant. Completely misspelled that. To go under 36.5 PRA. All right, he has for this, all right, this number right here. Now this is a little bit more difficult to find than the overs. The unders are a little bit more difficult. I'm going to tell you what sportsbooks you can find that at in a second, but let's talk about this play first off. All right, Morant under 36.5 PRA. Right now, he has a 69% chance. 69% probability of that happening. All right, he's going against the 5th best team versus point guards. All right, so talking about Ja Morant, of course, obviously, he's going to be the number one on the team, right? Number one usage player, everything. Now, he has a good defensive matchup tonight. He's going against the Clippers, so there could be some hesitation there for sure against his position. The 36.5 number, decently high. It's decently high, all right? It's not crazy, crazy high. He has been able to surpass this number for sure, but the probability is pretty high for us to get under that number. 69%, pretty good. The under 36.5, decent. It's a decent high number for him. But we got a good defensive matchup here where maybe the Clippers run away with this game and can dominate this game. Who knows? All right, who knows? Even if it's a close game, it shouldn't be too much of a high-scoring game. It shouldn't be. So we should be able to get Morant to have a little bit less production than usual. So we get a little bit less production out of him. We got the number of 36.5 here. That means obviously he has to get 37 or more for you to end up losing that one. The sports books to be able to find this stuff at is Ballybet, Bet Rivers. Those are two of them that you can find the unders on. The unders are a little bit more hard to find than the overs. The overs are at pretty much every single sports book, but the unders are only at certain ones. All right, once again, this is an alt line. Just make sure we understand that. All right, these are alt lines. Once again, the number, target number, 36.5. We got the good matchup here. All right, probability's pretty good. All right, pretty good probability here. 69%, not too bad. Can't really see any problem in this matchup besides he just has a great game. That's the only thing I could see. Is if he has a great game, then obviously we're in trouble here. But if he just has a decent game, he'll probably hover around that 32, 33 mark for PRA. So we'll see what happens here. We got some good resistance, though, at his position. Let's talk about the last play real quick. Again, let's go through. Again, alt line, guys. I keep saying it in all the videos so everybody understands. Alt line, DeRozan. We got 24.5 as the target number. Probability 65%. We got the best matchup here for him to be able to score some points, rebounds, and assists. He's going against the worst team against small forward. Like I said, that number is at DraftKings. That's just one of the sports books that have them. And then Morant under that 36.5. That's our target number. 69% for him to be able to obtain under that number. And he's going against the 5th best team guarding the point guard position. So our plays tonight, we should have a decent shot, right? Like I said, if you guys want those plays that are 70% and above, make sure you guys click the link down in the description. Hint, there's a couple of them out there today. All right, as always, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.